Hi everyone, it's me, it's Julia. Welcome to It's Greek to Me, teaching you about the Greek Mediterranean cuisine and much more. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. So today we are making Horiatiki salad, meaning like a village salad. It's simple, it's tasty, it's wonderful. You don't even have to put it in the fridge. And to be honest with you, as soon as you make it, you may want to let it sit for a little while so all the juices from the tomatoes and the cucumbers and from the feta get infused with the olive oil. It's terrific for bread dipping, okay? So, I want you to see what I'm doing. So, let's make a salad for two, all right? Here we go. So what you're going to need for this recipe is feta cheese, some red onion, tomatoes, and by the way, these are from my garden, and cucumber, okay? Salt, pepper, and the most key part is the olive oil, right? The more olive oil, the better for dipping, right? And for it to get infused, like I said, with the tomatoes and with the feta and everything else, all right? So let's get started. Let's start with the cucumber. It's very simple. It's a very simple salad to make, but it's really nice for the summer. And if you're sitting outside having this salad, you'll feel like you are in Greece, especially if it's a sunny day. And you're really looking to have something that's tasty, nutritious, right? And light, because we all know when it's too hot outside, your last thing is about, your last thought is really about eating food, right? Or hot food or meats and stuff like that. You're actually looking for something a little bit more lighter and easier to deal with the heat, right? We've had extreme heat waves here. 97, 98, 99. Sometimes it hits 100. So, we basically are making really light foods like tzatziki, like I have uploaded already for you, salads, fish. We try to keep it like a chicken. Just easy foods. So I'm putting this cucumber in the bowl here. All right, let's get to the red onion. Now, when you cut the red onion, you're going to kind of leave it. You're not going to mince it. You're not going to finely chop it. It's almost like you're going to let it keep its shape, like when we make onion rings, right? Where they're circular. So you will be cutting it this way. Of course, not thick like an onion ring, but you want the circular shape of it, because then later on we will be taking this and splitting it in half and then breaking apart the rings, right? The layers of the onion into the bowl. Here, let me bring it closer so you can see. So it looks like something like this. Can you see that? Okay. Now, if you have onions that you didn't get to use, that you purchased, right, you can always just go dig a hole in the backyard, and I'm not kidding now, and plant it in the ground, and it will make you green onions, right, that you can use in another dish. Nothing is ever wasted, all right? Try to think that way when you're cooking. Even when we cut the tomato, right? There's always seeds that come out of the tomato. Of course, you can always scoop some seeds out too. Lay the paper towel on a small dish. Put the seeds there and let them dry out. And then you can remove them and separate them again once they dry a little bit, and let them dry on a paper towel. And then store those tomato seeds to plant in the spring, so that you have tomatoes. These are from my garden, folks. I'm not kidding. Okay? So you need to start thinking that way, right? You use celery, you got the bottom of the celery, you stick it in water, right? The stalk, right? The very bottom part. You stick it in water and it'll grow new celery, or you can go put it in the ground, right? So we just cut this tomato like this in wedges, right? And it becomes really colorful too. And it's so, like, just looking at it, right? Makes you feel, and you see all the juices coming out right now as I'm cutting the tomato. And then look, see, you see how there's just seeds already here? You can take those and set them aside. Yeah, you have to have a little bit of patience, but it's worth it, right? Just take it and set it aside on the side of your dish there and just let it dry out. And then you can use it to plant in the spring. I'm telling you, it's the reason why I'm doing this, right, is to teach you different dishes, but also to get you into the mindset, right, that you can grow your own vegetables. You don't have to rely on store-bought things, right, in order to cook, all right? I want to see you get to that point, right? I've spoken to a lot of people and they're telling me that, you know, they're just not happy with the produce that they are receiving. So it's really time for you. See, I've got so many, I don't know if you can see this, right? I've got so many, let me just take some of this juice off. I've got so many seeds just sitting here right now on the cutting board, which I've already saved my tomato seeds, but you see how easy it is to go put it on a paper towel. You just scoop it up with a knife and just put it on a paper towel and just let it dry, and then you can use it again. All right, so this salad's pretty nice, right? It's perfect, even if it's just for you. You take, oh, let's talk about the feta. You could buy the feta, right, at the supermarket, and it comes packaged in the plastic thing, right? And you open it and you go, oh, okay, how do I keep that fresh, Julia, for a longer time? Very easy. Take the cheese out of the package, the plastic packaging, right? And cut it in slices. And then get a Tupperware with some water and some salt. Plenty of salt. You know, and mix it up, and then set the rest of the cheese that you have bought in that salt water. It will keep it fresh for a longer amount of time instead of sitting in the plastic wrap, right? So what we want to do now is we just want to take the cheese and cube it, right? So we got all these little squares. And add that to our salad. We add a little bit of salt. You don't need too much salt because you've got the feta cheese, and the feta cheese is already salty as it is. Pepper to taste, right? And another key ingredient is oregano. That's what makes the salad, right? So we sprinkle oregano on top, right? And be, you know, generous with it, right? You don't, just be generous with it. It gives it so much flavor. And that's all part of the Mediterranean flavors, right? The oregano, the basil. We take the olive oil and just be generous with the olive oil, okay? Let it really, give it a good amount here, so that way you got enough for the bread dipping. That's my favorite part, actually, because all the juices start working together here. Let me just move this out of the way. Right, and it's just amazing. So here we go. Here's our salad. So what we want to do now is just really mix it, get those tomatoes to start infusing themselves with the olive oil. here. And we make sure that everything just gets coated and mixed up. And I gotta tell you, yeah, you can eat it right away, but I would wait a little while. You know why? Just so that the onion and the garlic and the cucumber and the tomatoes can really get the flavors from the onion and the feta and everything else. And like I said, you don't put this in the fridge. You just don't, right? Only if there's leftover, you can. But to eat it, to have it ready for you to eat, this is not a salad that you put in the fridge. This is on the spot kind of thing. But you can see right now already, I don't know if you can see this, but you've already got pieces of tomato getting infused with the olive oil. And that's what you want. That's what makes it so flavorful. And it's customary here in Greece that you just get a loaf of bread and you start ripping off a piece and you start dipping into that juice while you're having your salad. Okay, that's why it's called a village salad. So folks, that's what I have for you. I hope you are going to enjoy this. It is delicious and it is refreshing for the summer. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon. Love and kisses to everyone from all over the world. Bye now.